on, guys? It's your boy John Liquidator coming back with another video. Looks like Team USA is forcing Caitlin Clark to change her infamous 22 number to a new one. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Everybody's having a great day today. Happy Thanksgiving. Eat lots of food and definitely be safe and spend time with your family. I don't know how many videos is going to come out the pipeline today. We're spending a lot of time with my family that I don't get to see very often. Thanksgiving is up.
USA Basketball just detonated a bombshell so loud it sent shockwaves crashing across every corner of the sports world. And the reason behind it? You're not just going to be surprised. You're going to be furious. They're forcing Caitlin Clark, the undeniable, unchallenged, era-defining face of women's basketball, to abandon her iconic number. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't some casual jersey tweak. This is a message, loud, intentional, and dripping with disrespect. Fans, analysts, former players, everybody is looking at USA Basketball right now and asking the same question. What exactly are they trying to do? Because the woman who single-handedly dragged millions of new eyes into the sport, the star who revolutionized interest, revenue, and relevance, is now being told to give up the number that built her brand, her identity, her mythology. And people aren't just noticing, they're calling it a deliberate slap in the face. When you consider her rapid rise, her cultural takeover, and the unprecedented influence she's having on the global game, this move feels calculated, petty, and absolutely unnecessary.
Fever superstar Caitlin Clark's 22 is the most recognizable number in women's sports right now. I don't think there's even I don't think it's arguable at all. I just think when you think of far and away women's sports, jersey numbers, to be real, I mean, what is, I think Sophie 8, I guess, maybe? But other than that, I have no idea.
Than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's name has definitely took the world by storm in these last recent days, dealing with this Team USA situation, because we ultimately know she was snubbed from the cover of Team USA. And not only is they snubbing her, the disrespect is continuing, because it's looking like Team USA is forcing Caitlin Clark to change her number. Now, this article has come out early this morning about the matter, so this could be the first time you guys is hearing about this. But let's blow it up and let's dive right into the story, man. It states Caitlin Clark Team USA number change turns heads.
And here's where the timing turns from suspicious to flat out unbelievable. This bombshell wasn't dropped months ago. It wasn't announced quietly. It was unleashed right before Team USA's critical December training camp in North Carolina. A camp scheduled from the 12th through the 14th that was supposed to be a celebration of elite, world-class talent. We're talking icons like the legendary Stephanie White, the powerhouse Aya Wilson, and the sharpshooting superstar Jewel Lloyd. Instead of a showcase of greatness, the moment instantly morphed into the epicenter of controversy. Reports started trickling out early in the morning, revealing that this mandate wasn't just real, it was intentional. It would force Clark to give up the number that became synonymous with her college dominance and her explosive impact on the WNBA. But what really has people raising eyebrows is why now? Why drop this decision just as her fame is skyrocketing across the globe? All it does is fuel outrage from her massive, fiercely loyal fan base, a fan base that grows by the minute. And the timing makes it clear. This wasn't a coincidence. This was a choice. Stick with Court Queen. Hit like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe so you never miss an update.
Change her number. Now, this article has come out early this morning about the matter, so this could be the first time you guys is hearing about this. But let's blow it up and let's dive right into the story, man. It states Caitlin Clark Team USA number change turns heads. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark will be wearing a foreign number the next time she competes on a basketball court. Hold up, wait a minute. Now, we know the 2026 basketball season is up in the air, which that's a whole nother video too that we have to discuss, because the CBA agreement is down to like 3-4 days, man. I believe.
Let's make this absolutely crystal clear. Caitlin Clark's number 22 is not just a jersey number. It is the most recognizable number in women's sports, period. There's no debate. There's no counterargument. There is no statistic, no devil's advocate that can undo the cultural reality here. From her historic, earth-shattering performances at Iowa, to her explosive WNBA debut that broke records and ratings in real time, 22 has become a global signal. Fans in packed arenas spot it from the rafters. Kids wear it on shirts, posters, backpacks, sneakers. Television audiences across continents identify it instantly. It's not ink on fabric. It's identity, legacy, a symbol of a superstar rewriting the future of the sport as we speak. And separating Clark from 22 is like ripping the cover off a book and expecting people to recognize the story.
Up in the air, which that's a whole nother video too that we have to discuss, because the CBA agreement is down to like 3-4 days, man. I believe it's at the end of the month, and I don't believe they're going to settle for another extension. I believe that the ladies, is from what I'm hearing, is tired of this whole negotiations stuff, and they're ready for this lockout. Now, I was one of the people that was on board telling y'all, man, I don't believe it's going to be a lockout. I'm here to tell you I'm changing my whole wavelength of thinking. I'm changing everything about that whole process of thinking, because I believe it's definitely going to be a lockout. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no shaking it.
Her entire brand, her story, her rise, her narrative is intertwined with that number. When you see 22, you don't think of a garment. You think of a woman hitting 35-foot daggers like they're warm-ups. You think of precision-level court vision that feels supernatural. You think of a competitor whose will to win is so relentless it reshaped the entire sports landscape. That number holds the weight of her every moment. The iconic deep threes, the dazzling passes, the history-making performances. She and 22 are linked in the same way Michael Jordan is eternally tied to 23, Wayne Gretzky to 99, Kobe to 24. So to demand a number change now, at this moment in her career, with her influence peaking and her brand booming, it feels like someone is intentionally trying to weaken, dilute, or disrupt that bond. It's a decision so bizarre, so head-scratching, that fans everywhere are wondering, what could possibly be motivating USA Basketball to do this?
Way around it, ain't no shaking it. I believe the owners is being very, very disrespectful to the women. They definitely deserve $1 million contract. Now, do they deserve 5-10? I don't believe so, but 1.1 to 2 million, yes, they deserve that, bro. We all can agree on that. I've never been one to say that the women don't deserve their money, because they definitely do. Now, goes on to say, there's a case to be made that Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark, number 22, is the most recognizable number in women's sports right now. There's no argument to be made. There's no case to be made. Caitlin Clark, number 22.
And here's the part that sends fans over the edge. This isn't the first time USA Basketball has made a move that looks suspiciously like they're undervaluing Caitlin Clark's impact. Earlier this year, she was visibly, almost shockingly excluded from the USA Basketball team cover. That omission wasn't subtle. It wasn't explainable. It was glaring. It confused media members, irritated fans, and raised serious questions about how an athlete with her global pull, her record-breaking viewership, and her unmatched relevance could be left out. When you look at that, and now this, a pattern starts to emerge. A pattern that whispers there might be a deeper tension, an internal reluctance to embrace a player who is reshaping the sport in real time. A revolutionary game changer who is pulling the entire industry forward at a pace some people may not be comfortable with. And the more these decisions pile up, the more fans believe something bigger is going on behind the scenes.
Goes on to say, there's a case to be made that Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark, number 22, is the most recognizable number in women's sports right now. There's no argument to be made. There's no case to be made. Caitlin Clark, number 22, is the most recognizable number for any woman athlete in the world as of today. As of today, there's no number in women's sports that can come close, remotely close to the notoriety of Caitlin number. Instead, this is largely owed to Caitlin Clark being arguably the biggest star in women's sports on her.
So what number will she wear? The official announcement states that Caitlin Clark will be wearing number 17 for the upcoming USA training camp. Number 17, a number with zero connection to her identity, her history, or her brand. A number that means nothing, except that it isn't 22. And that's exactly the problem. On its own, 17 is harmless. But when you look at it next to the unmatched brand power Clark brings, the symbolism is impossible to ignore. Fans are asking the question nobody at USA Basketball seems ready to answer. Is this a deliberate exertion of authority? A power play? A message? Or is it simply an out-of-touch decision made by people who fail to understand the massive cultural force they're dealing with? Either way, the message feels loud and painfully clear, to Clark and to the millions who support her. Let Court Queen keep you informed. Hit like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for part 2 of this story.
But she's been really quiet. We haven't really been hearing a lot out of the Cheryl Swoops department. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I've been noticing that, bro. We have not been hearing a lot from the Cheryl Swoops department. Now, it says the fact that Clark and Wilson wear the same number in the All-Star game caught attention, if only because there was one question about how they shared the number, and the number would be Caitlin Clark suffered a groin injury. Oh, yeah, Caitlin Clark didn't play in the All-Star. How was they going to... Caitlin was...
And now we get to the twist that turns frustration into pure outrage. The thing that sends this entire situation from questionable to absolutely indefensible. Because guess what? No one, and I mean absolutely no one, on the USA Basketball training camp roster will be wearing number 22. Let that sink in. It's not taken. It's not reserved. It's not honoring a legend. It's just sitting there, empty and used untouched. That single fact changes everything. It rips away every possible justification. This isn't about logistics. It's not about player hierarchy. It's not about availability. This decision now looks deliberate, targeted, intentional. The most influential, most impactful, most popular player of her generation, the woman who resurrected interest in women's basketball, is being told she can't have her number, even though no one else is wearing it. For millions of fans, that isn't just disrespect. It's marginalization in plain sight.
Moving on to another story, I found this to be very, very interesting. So, rapper, legend, Lil Wayne, man, giving y'all some content here. Let's listen to what he said about Caitlin.
I don't be hearing so much, so I'm gonna say something. Have y'all know anything about Caitlin Clone? Okay, I know where I'm at. Man, shout out Caitlin Clark, man. That's a motherfucking dope, man.
So Wayne was in Desmond's, Iowa. I hope I said that right, because y'all be on me, man. Lovely, lovely city. I had the pleasure of going there for Caitlin Clark retirement.
And this latest slight against Caitlin Clark doesn't just exist in a vacuum. No, it explodes into the bigger picture of what women in sports, especially WNBA athletes, have been fighting against for decades. This moment is a painfully clear reminder of the systemic disrespect these players continue to face, whether it's the never-ending battle for fair pay, the ongoing fight for safer and more dignified travel conditions, or simply the struggle for the recognition their extraordinary talent deserves. Think about it. If the most visible, most influential, most transformative star in the entire sport can be treated like this, what does that say to every other woman grinding in the league? It sends a ripple, a negative, unnecessary one, across every team, every locker room, every fan base. It echoes the long-building frustrations, highlighting just how deep the roots of inequality still run, even after women's basketball has exploded in popularity unlike anything we've seen before. The tensions around the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement, the looming threat of a lockout, the players demanding transparency and respect, all of it ties right back into this moment. WNBA players have been louder than ever about feeling undervalued by the league's owners, pointing out the massive gulf between what they contribute and what they receive. And they're not wrong. The contrast is insulting, especially when you consider how much these athletes have elevated the sport globally. That's why this number change isn't just a number change. It's another chapter in a much bigger story. A story of women who are tired of negotiating for scraps, tired of being dismissed, tired of having to prove their worth over and over again. Players have argued that contracts in the $1.1 to $2 million range aren't wild demands. They're fair. They're earned. They're overdue. So when you drop a gesture like this, forcing the global face of the sport to give up her iconic number, all it does is pour gasoline onto a fire that's already burning hot. The symbolism is impossible to ignore. Now, yes, Caitlin Clark isn't the only superstar who has worn number 22 with pride. Aya Wilson, a generational talent and respected veteran, wears it too. Cameron Brink wears it. And the legendary Cheryl Swoops famously wore it, carving out a legacy long before this new wave even began. Because of that, there have been conversations in the past about what happens if multiple high-profile players wearing 22 make the same all-star team. Who defers? Who keeps it? How do you honor multiple legacies? But here's the key point. Those discussions always centered around choice, mutual respect, and collaborative decision-making. Never about stripping someone of their number with zero transparency, zero precedent, and zero explanation. Last season, that hypothetical Clark/Wilson number clash never came to fruition because Clark missed the All-Star game due to an injury. So the debate remained just that, hypothetical. But now, USA Basketball has taken that what-if scenario and seemingly chosen a side, without ever giving Clark a voice in the matter. And they didn't stop there. Because even though Wilson and Brink and Swoops have worn 22, none of them have generated the instant global recognition, brand power, and cultural impact that Caitlin Clark has stitched into that number in such an unbelievably short amount of time. Her connection to 22 is immediate, powerful, iconic, which makes this forced change feel especially jarring, especially avoidable, and especially pointed. There was even a moment in this conversation where Cheryl Swoops' name came up. Not because she's directly involved, but because people have noticed she's been unusually quiet lately. Not central to the controversy, but a subtle reminder of how complicated the landscape of respect, legacy, and recognition in the WNBA can be. But all roads keep leading back to the real issue: the number switch, the controversy, the choice that no one can reasonably justify. Then the official USA Basketball roster dropped. The moment everyone was waiting for, the moment that would either debunk the rumors or confirm the worst-case scenario. And there it was in black and white. Caitlin Clark, number 17. The confirmation hit like a punch. Fans who hoped the early reports were exaggerated or misunderstood were met with cold, irrefutable proof. The number was officially changed, officially reassigned, officially stripped. Meanwhile, players like Angel Reese were listed with their usual numbers. Untouched, unchanged, unchallenged. That contrast only made the entire situation feel more targeted, more confusing, more deliberate. This wasn't a universal rule. It wasn't a team-wide adjustment. This was a selective decision, and the target was crystal clear. Even footage from 2017 resurfaced, showing a young Caitlin Clark in high school wearing number 11. Yes, she's worn other numbers in her childhood. Yes, athletes evolve. But that doesn't erase the fact that 22 is the number she made iconic on the biggest stages in the world. It doesn't erase the bond fans have with it or the brand she's built around it. And then, just to add even more weight to how massive Clark's influence is outside of basketball, hip-hop legend Lil Wayne publicly praised her, talking about her impact, her talent, her star power. This man, a global cultural figure, recognizes Caitlin Clark's magnitude instantly. Yet somehow the governing body of her own sport seems to be missing the memo entirely. The irony is louder than any stadium crowd. A rap icon sees her greatness. A worldwide audience sees her greatness. But the institutions meant to elevate her? They're making decisions that look like the exact opposite. It raises a serious question. Who really understands the direction this sport is heading? And who is clinging to outdated structures that no longer fit the reality? Because this forced number change isn't a tiny administrative detail. It's a symbol, a statement about power, respect, and the treatment of rising legends. Whether intentional or not, the message it sends to Clark, to her peers, and to millions of fans is loud, uncomfortable, and impossible to ignore. The real question now is not just why this happened. It's what happens next. What impact will this have on Caitlin Clark? On USA Basketball? On the future of the WNBA? And on the millions of new fans who are watching this entire saga unfold with microscopic attention? This story is far from over, and the consequences are going to echo for a very long time. If you're locked in with Court Queen, Make sure you subscribe, hit like, and drop a comment, because we're just getting started.